Elevation of the 8th, 9th, and 10th ribs is accompanied by a lateral and backward movement, leading to an increase in the transverse diameter of the upper part of the abdomen. The elasticity of the anterior abdominal wall allows a slight increase in the antero-posterior diameter of this part, and in this way the decrease in the vertical diameter of the abdomen is compensated and space provided for its displaced viscera. Expiration is effected by the elastic recoil of its walls and by the action of the abdominal muscles, which push back the viscera displaced downward by the diaphragm. Deep respiration. All the movements of quiet respiration are here carried out, but to a greater extent. In deep inspiration the shoulders and the vertebral borders of the scapulae are fixed and the limb muscles, trapezius, serratus anterior, pectoralis and latissimus dorsi are called into play. The scaleni are in strong action, and the sternocleidomastoideae also assist when the head is fixed by drawing up the sternum and by fixing the clavicles. The first rib is therefore no longer stationary, but, with the sternum, is raised. With it all the other ribs except the last are raised to a higher level. In conjunction with the increased descent of the diaphragm, this provides for a considerable augmentation of all the thoracic diameters. The anterior abdominal muscles come into action so that the umbilicus is drawn upward and backward, but this allows the diaphragm to exert a more powerful influence on the lower ribs. Transverse diameter of the upper part of the abdomen is greatly increased and the subcostal angle opened out. The deeper muscles of the back, e.g. the serrati posteriores superiores and the sacrospinalis and their continuations, are also brought into action. The thoracic curve of the vertebral column is partially straightened, and the whole column, above the lower lumbar vertebrae, drawn backward. This increases the antero-posterior diameters of the thorax and upper part of the abdomen and widens the intercostal spaces. Deep expiration is effected by the recoil of the walls and by the contraction of the anterolateral muscles of the abdominal wall, and the serrati posteriores inferiores and transversus thoracis. Hall's-Daly, ob. Cit., gives the following figures as representing the average changes which occurred during deepest possible respiration. The manubrium sterni moves 30 mm in an upward and 14 mm in a forward direction. The width of the subcostal angle, at a level of 30 mm below the articulation between the body of the sternum and the xiphoid process, is increased by 26 mm. The umbilicus is retracted and drawn upward for a distance of 13 mm. End of section 37.